my spirit team and my angels have told me I am from the angelic realm, hence why I found all things to do with angels, and they found me the same. I am from the angelic realm. I've also had another healer tell me that also. So yeah, and angel qualities, intuition, and heightened intuition. This card should not be in here. I'm going to keep it. And it was the same card that came out the other night. I'll put that there so we get some messages coming through. Heightened intuition, empathy, strong empathy with others, the need to help humanity, healer. You know, and that song, Earth Angel, would you be mine? I love that song. I love most of the songs that come through, to be fair. It's like I have a permanent radio in my mind since awakening. Also, does anybody else feel that? I'm going to take that. Yeah. This card came out the other night as well. Do you think Spirit wants to repeat the message? Maybe someone's not believing, you know, the path. And Spirit wants to reiterate the message, come through again with the same message, because the same cards are coming through. Let's see, angels, what messages? I'm going to take that. Wise decision. Accurate, brilliant, organised and validated. Yeah, is someone not believing they are communicating with angels? The angels are communicating with them. I mean, look at these angels. It says validated. This is your validation that you are not going crazy. You are on a spiritual awakening. The voices that you are hearing are the angels. And the angels want you to know that, you know, this is your validation. Let's put that there. It's just a makeshift one, because the angels have been coming through very late at night. When, you know, yeah, just before I'm going to bed, straight after my salt bath. And this card came through. And it's number 11. I see in 1111 or 111. The ones, 11s. This also is your validation, you know, to look out for signs, you know, the signs and synchronicities, the angel numbers that are left on our journey. This is a journey of emotional healing, you know, and you do have to be diverted to practice, you know. Like for myself, my journey started about 20 years ago. Just after my mum gave me a book on yoga, and she then, I think my mum was being guided by my angels to set me upon this path of waking up to my real path, you know, why I came to Earth in the first place, to wake me up. Because my mum was the very first person to give me a book on yoga, and that is how my practice started, just by a simple book. We had no there was no videos. Well, we did have videos, and we did have YouTube then, but it was more, I was more a book person. I've always been a book person. I love reading. I love that knowledge that we get from books, without all the, you know, the noise from the television and the lights and the static. So yeah, healing, devotion, integrated. Yeah, when you start healing, when you start really going into, you know, your emotions, that is where the healing begins. I always work on the emotional body. I'm a Reiki practitioner, so I know how important it is to work on the deeper layers of us, you know, the emotional body, then that connects to the physical, then that connects to the mental, then that connects to the spiritual. And, you know, it all starts, you know, in the emotional body. Emotions that we hold on to can physically make us ill. And I can speak from experience from this. Why? Because I was meant to experience this, you know, to go through it, so then I can talk about it and help others, you know, on their journey. I also speak, if you haven't been through it or experienced it, you can't teach it, you can't help others, you can't guide others, you know. But yeah, the emotional body. I knew that when I was ill, somewhere in my soul, my ancient knowing knew that I had to work inside out, you know. So it was going to be a long journey of self-discovery, clearing out old emotions, removing blockages from my chakras. I knew this journey was a long journey. It was not going to be a week, a few months, a year. No, it's a lifelong journey, they're saying. A lifelong journey. And the cards are going everywhere. So yeah, going back to this card. So when I started to heal, and I started to really go into these deepest parts of myself, the emotional self at the core, you know, of where it was really hidden, you know. Then I started to plant this seed. Then my plants began to grow, you know. I started to create leaves, and yeah, I started to grow, and then it started to spread out to my family and my friends. And, you know, my sisters always said that I was the one that got them into crystals. And, you know, what one sister said that the other week. It's not a bad thing, Ellie. You and she also said you sprinkle your fairy dust wherever you go. Never been called a fairy, but I'll take that, you know. Angel, yes, but never a fairy. But yeah, there's worse. But this journey of mine was going into my emotional body, and then that healed my physical, and then that healed my mental. Then that created the doorway for the angels to communicate with me, for me to hear the angelic realm, because of all this self-healing. I know why this card was left in here now. They want me to talk more about the self-healing on the spiritual journey. Because of the self-healing that I did, and I took, you know, I took that world, you know, put it in my hand, and from you know, me realising that I had to heal myself for this seed to grow, and, you know, and I had to water my seed, and I had to feed my seed. That means nourishment from yoga, nourishment from self-love, nourishment from compassion for self. All these things that bring back to you, you know, you feed yourself. You don't give that energy out, you know. It's about self-love, self-compassion. Then with that comes self-compassion, self-love for others. You know, then this seed starts turning into this plant. Pretty soon you've got a tree. I always say as well, little acorns grow big trees. And that was my mum's saying and my nana's saying. Also, I know now it's probably my ancestors saying, and, you know, that wisdom in me as an ancient soul knows that. I knew that if I planted this seed and I started watering and feeding this seed with the right nourishment, like food, daylight, water, love, compassion, healing, yeah, knew pretty soon I was going to find my angel wings, you know. Again, didn't know to the extent of when I heal myself, I heal others. I didn't know at that point that I was part of the angelic realm. But since then, they have told me this, and it's a knowing. You know that, you know. And yeah, I do hold the qualities of empathy, heightened intuition. I love helping others. I love guiding others, not healing others, because, you know, we are our own healer. But yeah, I have got all the Archangel qualities inside of me. And yeah, angels do speak through me. I speak the words of the angels. I think that's beautiful what they came and said the other night. I speak the words of the angels. Transformation, completion, confirmation, and exit. Okay, so this path is one big transformation. And, you know, on the spiritual awakening path or the twin flame journey, you do go through this transformation, very, very big transformation. It hits every part of your life, you know, every part. It's supposed to. Again, you know, these angel wings on these cases, and you know, never noticed that before. But Spirit's saying, yeah, completion. Have you completed something on this journey? And is it time to let it go? Is it time for you to leave something behind and walk through this new door to pastures new and green and lush? And that's what you do on a spiritual journey, twin flame journey. You wake up to what you really, truly, you know, desire at the soul core, and your beliefs and your view and your perspective changes. So then that changes the life that you knew before. You know, whereas this door would have been closed, you have opened this door for yourself. You have opened a new doorway to pastures new. Spirit's saying, is it time to leave something behind that you have outgrown? Time to go. Any more, Spirit? Spirit? Saying angels. Any more angels? Any messages? Okay. Zadkiel. Destiny, pride, conscious, forgiveness. Zadkiel. Purple. Just take this card in. You know, he holds the world in his hand. And he also holds a compass. So he's saying, do you desire a new direction? Just like the card before. Transformation. Is it time to go, to leave something behind on this journey of transformation? And do you desire, you know, to take a new direction? Your destiny. Do you desire to follow the path of your destiny? Now you have opened this door. This door then opens you up to your destiny, your true calling, you know, your true soul calling. Yeah, let's have a look. Okay. So I'll get one last four. I'm saying there might be a couple. There will be a couple. Okay. Last two then, please, angels. Last two messages, please, angels. Last two messages, please, angels. Last two messages. Whoop. Last two messages, please, angels. Enlightened, adaptable, soulful and connected. Raziel, Rainbow. These are the last two cards. I knew when they were saying the Rainbow card, that is the last, the second card. I knew when this one card came out, I was directed to this Rainbow card prior to it. Yeah, follow your rainbow is the message here. This rainbow can lead to all sorts of happiness, abundance, love, joy, creativity. What abundance means to you, you know, you can have this rainbow. You can have your pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, whatever that pot of gold means to you. Abundance means many forms, you know, it comes in different forms. And call on Archangel Raziel, you know, he's the angel, you know, he's the rainbow, the angel of rainbows, the full spectrum. You can have the full spectrum, he's saying. Call on him. He will light the way for you. But you have to call on him. They don't like to be intervened. They don't like to intervene into our lives, but they love to be called upon. Yeah, you can have the full spectrum. You don't have to settle for just one colour. You know, you don't have to settle for just creativity. You don't have to settle just for gold. You don't have to settle just for love. We are limited beings. You know, we can go for all the colours of the rainbow. The full spectrum is well within our grasp. Just wish you well, you know. Call on Raziel. I'm going to read a little bit out of the book because he's telling me to. So Raziel, number 8, I see in the 8s also. 8. 8, 8, 8. 8. I see in the 8s. Okay, so Archangel Raziel. Archangel wants me to hold it up. Archangel Raziel. Raziel's name means the secrets of God, as he is said to sit at the throne of the divine, writing down everything he sees and hears. Think of him as the Merlin of the Archangel realm. He can help you to comprehend whatever you're trying to learn, especially if it's spiritual or mystical in nature. Raziel works as a spiritual guide for those who ask for his assistance. Yeah, the angels love to be of assistance to us. That's what they're here for. That's what they wait for our call, you know. I happen to have a 24-hour call to my angels, as I am from the angelic realm. You know, I'm an angel on earth, they say. So, but still, you know, when I was waking up to my angelic knowing and my spiritual path, and, you know, returning back to my soul knowing and my gifts, I still had to do the work, you know, for the angels to come through me. I had to clear my chakras out, you know. So this rainbow, coming back to the chakras, all the colours of the chakras, you know, the root, red, the sacral, yellow, the solar plex, orange, the heart, green, the throat, blue, you know, the third eye, crown, purple. So we have to work through the full 7 chakras, you know, and we have many more chakras in our body, but they are the ones that we know of, you know. And by working through these, then we can bring this this divine magic into our life, you know, the full spectrum. So by working through the full spectrum of the chakras, we then can create the full spectrum of this rainbow in our lives, in our abundance, what our divine blueprint. You know, we are very capable beings, souls, humans also. So we're humans having souls having a human experience, you know. So the full spectrum is what I'm getting here. So he's great for helping us with issues such as spiritual awareness and self-understanding. And, you know, in that self-understanding and understanding your spiritual path, that is then how you create your rainbow. And he is also known for working with people who desire dream interpretation or wish to explore past lives. Yeah, you know, when your past lives start returning to you, then also, in my experience, my unique gifts, my spiritual soul gifts, started returning also, because that remembrance of who I was, you know, in past lives then comes back. And they say to see a rainbow in the aura is one of the rarest experiences. Defined as the colour of enlightenment, rainbow represents someone who understands their cosmic toolbox. Yeah, I will speak about toolbox also, because that is something. This rainbow is my cosmic toolbox, you know, because of all the emotional healing, the physical, the spiritual, the mental healing, then that created, you know, my connection to spirit, and that created this spiritual toolbox that I can rely upon at all times now. You know, once you have this spiritual toolbox in your knowing, and you know how to you know, weave energy, then yeah, this is well within your grasp. And this energy embodies the idea that we are multifaceted and may play many roles during the course of our day. This also suggests organised energy and is a compliment from the universe on your spiritual practice. Yeah, you've come the full spectrum of this path. You know, you've come through it, standing on the world, but also connected to the heavens. You wear this coat of many colours. You are not just one colour, you are many. By the end of this, you have your angel wings. Not the end, because it's a never-ending journey. And you are also a light for others. You guard the way for others. You guard the way for others to find this wishing well and to find their rainbow. And to follow their rainbow, they're saying. To follow their heart. To find their joy. To find their voice. To find their wings. To find, yes, the material wealth. Angels are well aware that we, as humans, need material wealth also. To find your crown, you know? Yeah. Lovely reading, angels. So when I heal, the world heals. And that is the same for all of us. When we do the healing, we can then help others heal. And what happens? Wow, what a world we will live in. What a world. In fact, all our wings, you know, would return to us. This is the world. When we do the healing, this is our world. And everyone is smiling and happy, and a community on this. Imagine that world. Okay, so leave it there. And beautiful message from the angels. And we do hold the world in our hands. We do have that power. We do have that inside all of us to grow from a seed. To water, to nourish this seed, to grow and spread out and, you know, pretty soon, you know, when you first turn into the water, it starts to ripple out, you know, same. From little acorns grow big trees. It's the same, it's the same. Yeah, this is where I started. Just from a seed. Then from that seed, it grew and grew and grew. And this is what I'm hoping to grow on my channel, a community of angels, earth angels, earth angel, would you be mine? Yeah, we're all earth angels, we all have wings, we just have to find them again. It's time to go, so I shall leave it there. Beautiful message, thank you angels. I shall speak to you all soon. Sweet dreams.